Hi guys, I'm Ray. In this video, I would like to share all the processes that we went through to get all the documents done legally. I'm Thai, my husband is British, he works in Thailand and we got married in Thailand. So if you are a Thai and British couple, I hope you find this video useful. Firstly, my husband applied for a marital status affirmation online via this website. He had to give details about his family, his career, and the date that we plan to get married, but it doesn't have to be an exact date, don't worry. Then he uploaded photos of his passport, my passport, a proof of his address. At first, he uploaded a lease agreement for his condo in Thailand, but then an officer from the British Embassy called him and suggested that he use a driver's license from the UK so that he doesn't have to go to the district office to verify his address in Thailand. Next, he had to pay £75 for applying online and certifying a copy of his passport. After that, he received an appointment to attend the British Embassy in Bangkok to swear his affirmation in front of a consular officer. The appointment had to be at least 1 month after booking. In his case, the nearest date available was 6 weeks after booking. Bear in mind that if you don't attend that appointment within 3 months, your application will be cancelled and the consular fees are not refundable. On the day of his appointment, we took BTS to St. Louis Station and walked to AIS Saturn Tower. There is a British Embassy counter on the ground floor where you would have to show your passport, get your bag scanned, and get an access card. We went up to the 11th floor and then my husband handed over his passport and driver's license to the officer. It took about 3 minutes before the officer printed an affirmation paper. Then he asked my husband to check the details and sign his name. After that, the officer told my husband to put his index finger on the affirmation paper and swear by repeating after him. It was funny because we thought there was something inside the paper that scanned his fingerprint, but actually it wasn't. Next, the officer stamped on the affirmation paper and the passport certifying paper and signed his name. It was very quick. We got there around 10 a.m. and it took less than 20 minutes to get those papers done. Wow, the papers we got were in English and they had to be translated into Thai. I did research for many translation companies before. I compared prices and times and I decided to choose Sawadee Translations company. So that day at 10:30, I sent the paperwork photos to the company via live application and then we paid 3,575 baht for this. Basically, they take 1 day to translate the paperwork and take nearly 2 weeks to get the paperwork verified by the Department of Consular Affairs. But I'm gonna tell you how to make it all done faster. The administrator of the company told me that if my husband goes to the DCA with an officer of the company and signs the paper to let him do everything on behalf of him, then it will take only 5 days. So that's what we did. Okay. The administrator booked a queue online for us. We went to the DCA on the 20th of March at 10 a.m. We met the officer there. He had a Thai version of the paperwork that verified by the translation company with him. He brought my ID card, my house registration, my husband's passport, and photocopies of each to the DCA. Also, don't forget to bring the original paperwork from the embassy. Well, we didn't do much that day, just signed some papers and went back home. Surprisingly, on the 24th in the evening, the administrator told me that she got all the paperwork back from the DCA and she will send it to me the next day in the morning. So they only took 3 working days to finish everything. Oh, thank you so much. The next step is booking an appointment with a district office to get a marriage certificate. I called 5 district offices to ask what would be the nearest available date I can book, and most of them said a month later because of the Songkran holiday. So at first I chose the Bangplat district office because it's not far from where we live. On the 25th of March in the afternoon, we went there to show them the original paperwork that we got from the DCA. I also had to give them photocopies of my ID card, my house registration, and my husband's passport. I asked an officer, can I book for the 21st of April? My husband would have to work after that and I don't want him to take a day off. And then she said, I can't say for sure. It depends on the head of this office if he would be here that day or he would work elsewhere. Anyway, she suggested I leave photocopies of the paperwork there and bring the original one to the Bangkok Noi or Bangkok Yai district office to book an appointment. It might be less busy there and maybe I would get the date I wanted. Therefore, on the 26th in the morning, we went to the Bangkok Yai district office and we did the same process. I asked an officer to book an appointment on the date I wanted and then she marked it on her calendar. She also added my Line account so that I could send photos of 2 necessity cards to her for preparing documents beforehand. At that moment, I knew this would be the place we get married. 5 days later, she messaged me to confirm that she booked an appointment on the 21st of April at 8 a.m. for me. She is the best! You need 2 witnesses on the day of your marriage registration. Both of them have to be Thai and one of them must be an interpreter. But in my case, I told the officer that I majored in English, so she allowed me to do the interpreter job that day. Anyway, I still needed 2 witnesses, so I asked my mom and my brother to be there. The things we brought on the marriage registration day were my ID card, 2 witness ID cards, the original paperwork, and my husband's passport. The officer was so nice. She got all documents ready for us just to check the details and sign our names. I told her that I would like to use the title Mrs. and my husband's surname, so she printed a report for me to make these changes at the district office in my hometown later. Then I translated 2 documents from Thai to English for my husband, and after that, the officer brought all documents to the head of the district office to sign his name. And finally, we are legally husband and wife. Yay! If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment. I will answer as soon as possible. And if you can't find an interpreter on your marriage registration day, you can contact me via Facebook or Instagram and we can talk in details later. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.